Good day, everyone. Today, we'll be exploring an essential component of academic and research writing, the literature review. This process is crucial in understanding existing research, identifying gaps, and establishing a strong foundation for your own work. By mastering these skills, you can create a well-supported and credible research paper. So, our presentation today has four main objectives. By the end of this session, you will be able to: Number 1. Determine the purpose of your literature review, understanding why it is a critical part of a research paper. Number 2. Define the context of a literature review, how it fits into your research paper or research process. Number 3. Analyze the features of an effective literature review and what makes it true and reliable. And finally, produce a literature review, applying best practices to your own work. So by the end of these objectives will guide us as we navigate through the process. So let's learn. When preparing a major research paper, you will be exposed to a wealth of information from various scholarly sources. You struggle in selecting, reviewing, and consolidating if you are not equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge. So this is precisely why it is important for you to learn how to make a good literature review. A good literature review helps you understand the topic better in finding useful sources, pointing out gaps in research, and giving your paper a strong foundation. That's why it's important for you to know how to create an effective literature review. In this presentation, we'll talk about simple steps and tips to make your literature review clear, useful, and well organized.
Good morning, ma'am. A literature review is a type of academic writing that provides an overview of a specific topic. It surveys scholarly works such as academic books, but not textbooks, databases, conference proceedings, dissertations or theses, empirical studies, government reports, historical records, journal articles, monograph, and statistical handbooks. The literature's review serves as academic writing which merges published research studies about a particular subject. The literature's review assists books except textbooks in addition to articles and studies and report to provide an extensive summary of existing knowledge. As advance from of academic writing, a literature's review critically analyzes the relationship amongst different scholarly works and the current work. It can be written as a standalone paper or as a part of a research paper explaining a theoretical framework and related study. Unlike an annotated bibliography which represent a summary of book or article, a literature review combines both summary and synthesis. The literary reviews involve more than merely collecting summaries from various research studies. The review drills down to demonstrate the connections between the source of articles as well as their connection to present research activities, either as its own paper or within larger research study. A literature review exists. The main difference between a summary list in a literature review becomes apparent through the integration and comparisons of sources that create an expands perspective. A noted bibliography summarize the difference and explain how important they are in addressing the research question. A research project required a noted bibliography which represent a sorted list of research materials such as articles and books. An annotated bibliography offers a regular bibliography listing with supplementary summaries of sources demonstrate their significance to answer the research question. Book review evaluate a book. The review of a book represents as assessment in a short conversation about its value through evaluation and opinion. Book reviews state the story content with their evaluation of quality by establishing the reviewer's perspective. Literature review reviews a significant number of scholarly works identify what is known and not known about a topic. Research is the literature reviews analyze numerous scholarly works starting from research paper and books to rebuild both established and unestablished knowledge about particular subject.
Good day, ma'am. Doing a literature review will test your ability to seek literature efficiently and identify useful scholarly work. It will also test your ability to evaluate studies for their validity and reliability. Hence, writing a literature review involves research, critical, appraisal, and writing. Everything else included, a student may take 40 hours to finish a well-written literature review. A literature review is a critical component of academic research that assisting existing studies on a particular topic. It serves multiple purposes such as identifying gaps in research, understanding theoretical frameworks, and evaluating the reliability of previous studies. This type of review has the following rules. First bullet, justifies a research question, method, or theoretical and conceptual framework. A well-conducted literature review ensures that research is not conducted in isolation but instead builds a strong foundation of existing knowledge. Second bullet, establish the relevance of the topic. A well-structured literature review ensures that research topic is academically significant, timely, and valuable to both scholars and practitioners. It justifies why the studies matters. Third bullet, provides necessary information to better understand a specific topic or study. By providing background information, summarizing key research, and explaining theories, a literature review equips readers with the necessary knowledge to understand a specific topic or study. Fourth bullet, shows reviewers' familiarity and mastery of the topic. A literature review is more than just a summary of the past research. It is a proof that the researcher has a deep expertise in the field. Fifth bullet, establish the niche of the study. By establishing the niche of a study, situating within existing research, identifying gaps, and demonstrating its unique contribution. Last bullet, resolve conflict among contradictory studies. It helps resolve conflicts among contradictory studies by analyzing methodology.
Introduction. There are 4 examples of introduction. First, purpose of writing the literature review of the importance of the topic being reviewed. Second, scope of the review. Third, criteria used for select the literature. Fourth, organizational pattern of the review. Body. There are 5 examples of body. First, background, historical background. And second, relevant theories. Third, relationship between and among the studies and how each studies advance a theory. Fourth, strength and weakness of each paper. 5. Various viewpoint of the topic. Conclusion. There are six examples of conclusion. First, restatement of the main argument of thesis. Second, main argument and disagreements of the literature. Third, if stand-alone paper conclusion, application, and direction for future studies. Fourth, if part of a thesis or research paper, linking of the literature review to the research. 5. Question na lang. So 6. Overall overall perspective on the topic.
Guidelines in writing a literature review. Writing a literature review is composed of 3 distinct parts: literature research, evaluation, and analysis of articles, and writing the literature review, which are discussed below. 1. Review the documentation, style, APA, MLA, or Chicago that you will and be familiar with its format in relation to writing a literature review. 2. Choose and focus on the topic that you will explain. 3. Determine the kind and number of sources you will be using. Will your review be exclusive to articles, or will it include other documents? Will you experimental studies, or will you also include theoretical papers? 4. Survey the available online databases relevant to your topic. These include ProQuest, Science Direct, GSTOR, or Google Scholar. As much as possible, include only the references published by top journals and publishers. 5. Use relevant keywords when searching for scholarly documents or articles. Example, if your topic is about is about the impact of Facebook-based e-portfolios on writing skills of ESL learners, your possible keywords are Facebook, ESL writing portfolio, portfolio assessment, Facebook-based e-portfolio, and social network portfolio.
Number 6. Always include studies or papers, studies which had remarkably changed the field that is related to your topic, as it shows here that we should include the important past studies that shows how the field has developed over time. Then, lastly but number 7, always evaluate the sources for coverage and currency. Include only those articles directly related to your topic. It is by making sure that your sources are reliable, and it helps to keep your information accurate and also up to date. Now we're going to the next topic, which is evaluation and analysis of articles. Once you have identified and obtained the articles for your review and analyze them before writing the actual literature review, to do this, you may apply the following steps. In evaluation and analysis of articles, there are 6 steps. Number 1 was skim the articles and read their abstract. By quickly reviewing each article by skimming through its content and reading the abstract. Number 2, group the articles and other documents according to their categories. It is by organizing the articles into categories that is based on their topics or themes. Number 3, take down notes. Focus on the research questions, methodology used, major findings and their explanations, and conclusions. By taking notes on important details such as research question methods, key findings, explanations, and conclusions. Number 4. Summarize the details using a concept map. In this way, you will see the relationship, similarities, and differences among the articles. By using a concept map, in order to summarize the information and visualize connections, similarities, and difference between the articles. Number 5. Write a synthesis of the reference you have read before writing the actual literature review. By writing a summary that combines key points from all references before to start your literature review. And lastly, number 6. Create an outline. You may look for other literature reviews to serve as model for writing the outline. You can create an outline for your literature review by using samples as guide if needed.
So the next one is literature review. What is the literature review? So, writing a literature review is a critical component of academic research. For example, step 1, define your research question. So this is the number 1. 1. State clearly your thesis or main argument and be guided by it accordingly. So below is example of thesis, like in the bottom of my, like this. Because of Facebook popularity, many educators have explored it, education use and tertiary level. So what is state clearly your thesis or main argument and be guided by it accordingly? So let me explain this. What is this? So the number 1 is clearly define your research question. Before you can develop clearly thesis statement, you need to have a well-defined research question. Make sure your research question is specific, focused, and relevant to your field of study. The second one is identify your main arguments. So, break down your research question into smaller, manageable parts. Identify the key issues, debates, or controversies related to the research question. Develop a clear, concise argument for each of these key issues. So, develop a clear, concise thesis statement. Use your research question and main arguments to develop a clear and concise thesis statement. A good thesis statement should be specific and focused. Take a clear stance or position. The third one is provide roadmap for the rest of your research. Be arguable and debated. So, the second one is, if you say that no studies have been conducted on one aspect of your topic, justify it. So the number 2 is, you just justify if that no studies have been conducted as one aspect of your topic. For example, when you don't know about what is your topic is and you forgot, so just justify it. So number 3, direct the readers to other related literature reviews that cover items which you do not intend to cover. You may use the citation format. So to follow the format prescribed by your chosen document style. So, and the number 4 is never treat a literature review as a series of unrelated bibliography. So the number 4 is never treat the literature review as a series of unrelated. So no, you don't need to treat the literature as a series like the series you are watching and etc. So
Number 5. Use headings and subheadings to classify the parts of your topic. For each topic heading, analyze the difference among studies and look for the gaps. Note, each paragraph should focus on the aspects of the topic. Headings introduce main topics while subheadings further break down and organize information under those main points. creating a clear structure for readers to navigate. Number 6. Use effective transitions to make your review easier to read and understand. The key to producing good transition is highlighting connections between corresponding paragraphs. Number 7. The body of the literature review can be organized thematically, methodologically. The body of a literature review can be organized either thematically, focusing on recurring themes or concepts, or methodologically, focusing on the research methods used in the studies reviewed. Number 8. Use direct quotations sparingly chronologically. Direct quotations are useful for defining or describing specific concepts. Number 9. Clarifying for important definitions. To make something clear or easier to understand by giving more details or a simple explanation.
Kung mas malakas ang hangin, what if mas malakas ang tama ko sa'yo, baby? Kasi flash kita. Skirt, skirt, ha 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 ha!